What's going on, folks? You are tuning into Thoughts of Dizzy right here on the Epic Lounge Network. Yeah, man, I got another episode for you guys, man. Got another episode, and this is going to be interesting. I ain't going to waste your time. I don't like to be one of those people on YouTube that waste time talking about it. So we just going to get right to it. We going to get right to it. Let's go. Where are we at? Is this the video? Yes, this is the video.
So my best friend of almost 10 years just cut me off like a few weeks ago because I was told that their girlfriend is not comfortable with our relationship. So he's tired of arguing with her and he wants peace in his relationship. So he's going to cut me off. Now, before y'all go getting y'all britches up y'all ass.
Hold on. I mean, that's the risk you take. I don't necessarily say I 100% agree with it. If they've been friends, if it's been platonic, there hasn't been any crushes or any emotions or things of that nature, then I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong with still being friends. I think it just gets a little weird when there's only certain circumstances and certain things that make you guys friends where you guys have to do some weird drama. So I can't say that I agree with him cutting the friend off. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm curious to see exactly why she's so upset. I'd love to know how long they've been friends. This isn't a long clip, but maybe we'll find that out.
Our friendship has never been nothing but platonic, and he has hundreds of girlfriends, not just moi. I'm not even the one he see in person or like in a lot of the pictures at all. It's a lot of them other bitches, but I get it. The thing that just kind of bothered me is when I had my girl.
Other bitches, man. She sounds like she might be a little envious of the other homegirls. But my question would be, my question in the statement, my question would be, has the girlfriend met the other friends and has not met you? And then my statement would be the fact that you're not seen, but you're always taking up a certain amount of his time or his attention could be a red flag to women. Women are detectives. They are FBI agents. They are CIA agents. They are all of the above. They are detectives, and they detect everything with their women's intuition and their knowledge of knowing how women move and think. So, that could be a thing.
Friend, and she didn't like you, nigga, I just dealt with the consequences. But when the shoe's on the other foot, you want to cut me off and then tell me you hope it don't affect our relationship. It absolutely will.
Yeah, she shouldn't be going full-blown Macy Gray like that. That was kind of a dumb statement on his end to be like, I hope it doesn't affect the relationship. There is no relationship for it to affect because you're cutting it off, bro. But at the same time, I'm still kind of curious to see what it is and why she's so upset. But we'll keep going.
Absolutely will. What the fuck is up? What the fuck? How was you called?
Yeah, she's crashing out. So yeah, probably that relationship should have probably ended because she's crashing out like in a real way. Here's my thing, because this doesn't need to be a long conversation. My thing is this. When it's a man and a woman that are friends and they both decide to get into a relationship, I always think that, especially if you guys have been friends a very, 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 very long time, you should establish that, that understanding with who you're talking to. In the talking stages, you should be saying, hey, I have friends. I have this one friend. We go way back. It ain't never been nothing between us. She ain't never felt nothing. I ain't never felt nothing. It ain't never been anything weird. So I'm just putting that out there. And I just want to know if that's going to be a problem for you. Because then you give a person a choice to decide if they want to deal with this friend. A lot of women aren't fans of that. A lot of men aren't fans of that. Men and women are very territorial about who they're in a relationship with. So having a friend of the opposite sex, especially if that person happens to be attractive, visually appealing, gets a lot of attention. That's going to have you feeling some type of way, and people can call it jealous or they can call it insecure, but those are just natural human emotions, natural feelings. I mean, children, little babies get jealous of their sibling when mom gives them attention, and that's not considered insecure on a child. It's a natural human emotion to feel these different things, and sometimes we don't understand why. Her crashing out, I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's a friendship, and there sounds like there's some things that might be missing in that situation. Like maybe y'all messed around and slipped up one time, but there's so much context left out of that I'm willing to bet if we just got a little bit more, it'd be probably understandable why she's mad, and it would probably be understandable why this dude cut her off. But I do know that we do live in a time where that's sis, that's bro, whatever, but you was knocking them down when you were single or when you were desperate, and you needed that fix. You called that, I say an air quote, friend. Do I believe in platonic relationships? Yeah, I've had several, you know what I'm saying, in my lifetime, where homegirls, where we didn't touch each other inappropriately, wasn't dealing with each other inappropriately or anything like that. And those relationships, we either just grown out of them or we fell out or whatever the case it was. But I do think it's possible. But I don't even think that's the big thing that matters. I think what matters is, have you established in that conversation with that person? If you're married or you're in a serious relationship and you end up being friends with someone, in that process, that's the opposite sex. It's your responsibility to figure out how you're going to incorporate that in your life to where it's not a problem, or you're going to have to make some decisions. And I'm willing to bet that decision isn't going to be that friendship. But if you have a friendship where you guys grew up together, your parents know each other, this, that, and the third, man, that person got to figure that out. That's just point blank. Unless there was some feelings there, some dating there, some intimacy there, then yeah, you definitely have an argument. But why argue when you can leave? But I will say that if it's somebody from back in the day or somebody that you were friends with 5-10 years before you even met this person you dealt with, you can't cut your friend off. That's crazy. That's disloyal. I see a lot of disloyal behavior in this girl's story alone, because you ran to social media. You're disloyal. And then him, meeting somebody and hasn't even known that person longer than he's known you, and then he decides to cut you off for her comfort. I've known plenty of people in these scenarios where they get cut off or whatever the case is because somebody that met somebody. Man, play with me. Matter of fact, if you even start being weird with me, in a situation, homeboy, homegirls, I'm going to move differently because now I know how you move when you get in a relationship. It's not even just platonic opposite sex friendships. Homegirls go through it with their homegirls, homeboys go through it with their homeboys, and I move accordingly. I don't need too many signs and messages and stuff for me to understand how I need to move, But I would like to know what you guys think about this video. How do you feel about platonic friendships in a relationship? Is it worth cutting that person off? What happens if the relationship don't work? Have you learned a valuable lesson? But let me know what you think about this girl's story and what people should do. Is it possible? Do you guys believe in platonic friendships, and are they necessary? Are they inappropriate? Let me know what you think. Anyways, you've been tuning in to Thoughts of Dizzy on Epic Lounge Network. Your boy Dizzy D Spill. Anyways, till the next episode. Peace out.